Welcome everyone. In this edition of Diecast Emporium, we're going to be taking a look at the Diecast Masters Highline Series Caterpillar CB2.7 utility compactor. This is part of Diecast Masters Highline Series, so it does come in the collectible metal tin. So without further ado, let's go ahead and first take a look at the packaging, which is always a high point of the Highline Series. It's very well presented, and it always protects the model very well. So it always has three very good pictures of the real machine. Here's one. Here is two. Here is three. Also, they always include some dimensions and specification details of the real machine. So if you're into that kind of thing, please feel free to pause the video now, and you can educate yourself. Thanks to one of our former presidents for bringing that word to our dictionary. There you go. So let's get the top of the tin off and take a look at the model. As we've come to expect with most Diecast Masters models, you will have a, and this one is a really sad inclusion. Looks like the printer was dying here, and whoever cut this copy off was had maybe a few too many brewskis. That's a sad line. But this is how you put Bob into the operator's compartment, which, you really don't need this anyway. That's pretty straightforward. And also, here is the 2019 edition of the Diecast Masters catalog. And there have been some awesome releases this year. If you're new to this channel, please feel free to scroll through some of my videos. You will see plenty of Diecast Masters models, not only releases this year, but releases within the past 5 to 6 years. Great models. Be sure to check those out. And underneath that, you have Bob here, our little operator buddy. And he is actually different on this model. As you can see, his arm is in a different position. It's kind of in a raised position. His right arm is in a raised position. Normally they are pointed straight ahead. That's kind of cool. And underneath all of that is what you really came to see. And that's our little patch roller here. Now there is an indentation, and I know I'm going to get this question, so I'll put this to bed right now. There is an indentation in the cardboard for something else here. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. There's not supposed to be a canopy or an attachment or anything. That's just the way the cardboard was cut. So you're not missing anything. There's not supposed to be anything else included. Alright, so here is the roller. First things first, it's quite a nice roller. Tons of detail built into this thing. Not a whole lot of functionality. And what I mean by that is, like, the engine cover doesn't really open or anything. The articulation is good. It's not the best. It's not totally reminiscent on the full range of the real machine, but it's good enough. Either angle is good enough. Underneath you have your 1:50 scale Diecast Masters made in China, and you have a number there. The drums are metal, and they roll freely enough. You have some lines here going to each drum, both the front and the back. There's a tie-down decal on both sides, both the front and the back. Your CB2.7 up here, and your cat logo, which look great. You also have a grill logo here. That's very well done. And there's a tiny warning label right here, just above my finger. That's also legible. No hydraulic lines across the articulation joint, but it looks good. Coming up here to where the steering wheel is, you can barely see it, but there's an instrument panel there as well. On the back, you have cat, some lights, which are painted on. Looks great. Your bar up here, your rollover protection bar, that's all plastic. This is all plastic. Your steering wheel is all plastic. But it still looks good enough. In terms of, obviously the main the main parts here, your engine housing, everything that's pretty much cat yellow, that's all metal. Your drums are metal. Your scrapers are metal. Coming to the front, you have work lights, forward-facing lights that are painted, and they add a lot of detail. You have an orange beacon light up here. And what is that? I'm not quite sure what that is. That might just be on top of the scraper. Those might just add some detail to the scraper to keep material off the drums. Or those might be your sprayer bars. Yeah, those might be your sprayer bars to spray water onto the drum. So, and as I mentioned earlier, your drums roll really, really well. And overall, pretty nice little roller. So these retail for, I believe they retail for about $31 to $32. So certainly not going to break the bank. And it continues the 2019 theme of paving models. We've seen a couple a couple pavers, a couple cold planers, one soil compactor, now one patch roller, and shortly here, in about a month and a half, we will have 2 new asphalt compactors / rollers, call them whatever you will. So, tons of new paving equipment, thank the Lord, in my opinion. And now with the smaller stuff, it would be nice to see maybe a little paver and a small cold planer. That would be great to see as well. So let's add Bob here just for looks to see what that looks like. Get him in the seat here. Give me a second. Actually, come on, Bob. Jeez. Bob does not want to go in there very nicely. Alright, we'll pause the video. Let me get Bob in here. We'll come right back. Okay, so in hindsight, I actually should have left the camera rolling because that was hilarious. If you wish to have Bob in the seat of our little roller here, you will be doing some things to Bob, and I encourage you to do this in a room full of people, because it looks like you'll be doing some things to Bob that will get you some stares and some looks. You will have to move his legs and his gentleman area around to get his legs around the steering wheel and around the seat so that he will fit. Appears that was not ironed out at the factory, because when you get Bob for the first time out of the box, it looks like he's never spread his legs in his life. So that was hilarious. I should definitely have kept the camera rolling while I was trying to get Bob into the seat. Nevertheless, I digress. If you wish to get Bob into the seat, you will have to maneuver his character around a little bit to get him to fit. But the reason that his right arm is extended is because there's a notch that raises from the top of the steering wheel, which I presume is like that way on the real machine, so that you can kind of grab the top of it and turn the steering wheel a little bit better. And you can angle that as such so it appears as though he's grabbing that. But in terms of getting him into the seat the first time, good luck. And that was funny. Anyway, in terms of the model, great model for the price. It fills a gap as a whole, regardless of who made cat models over the years. Norscot, Diecast Masters, NZG. I can go on and on and on. It blows my mind that we've never seen a small patch roller in 1/50 scale, at least to my knowledge. So great to see one produced, and long overdue. Well executed by Diecast Masters. The detail is good. Everything I wanted to see is there. I mean, it articulates. The drums move without the scrapers, causing the drums to not roll freely enough. Yes, it would have been great, to have the engine open up to see some of the detail like you would see on the Volvo DD25, which is the Volvo version of this roller. But who cares, really? It's not that big of a deal. Great to see it. It's priced affordably enough, and it really just looks great. So, well done, Diecast Masters. If you're a paving fan like I am, this is a must to pick up. And great model. So, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. And next time when I'm violating Bob, I will definitely leave the camera on for your guys' enjoyment, because that was priceless. So, Diecast Masters, I think you need to work on that in the factory, because that was pretty funny. Anyway, hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.